Hello listeners, this is Paul Ezekiel, Senior Rig Analyst at Westwood Global Energy in Singapore, with a roundup of some of the offshore news ending on 22nd October. Starting with new contracts, Valaris reports that it has been awarded a contract from Petrobras for the cold-stacked ultra-deepwater drillship Valaris DS4. Valaris began mobilizing the rig from Hunterston, UK to Las Palmas earlier this month, but the reason for the move at the time was not clear. The new deal in Block BM-S-11 offshore Brazil will run for a term of 548 days. The contract includes a 182-day option thereafter. Work is scheduled to begin in early Q2 2022. The rig will undergo reactivation in Las Palmas prior to mobilizing to Brazil. It is understood the tender was issued against contract renewal of Constellation Oil ultra-deepwater drillship Amaralina Star. That rig is under contract into the second half of March 2022. The contract award marks the third cold-stacked drillship to receive a contract award in the past few months. The other two units are Seadrill's West Jupiter and West Carina. Dana Petroleum has awarded a 1 firm well plus options contract to Island Drilling for the provision and operation of mid-water semi Island Innovator. The rig is to drill and complete the BP-7 well, which is expected to commence in April 2022, with the potential to be extended through exercising of 3 available options. According to Dana, the 6th generation unit is well suited for the northern North Sea environment. The rig last operated for OMV until the end of July 2020 and thereafter had been stacked in Norway. In India, Cairn Energy has awarded Shelf Drilling a contract to take the 300-foot jackup compact driller for 4 wells offshore India. The rig, which has been idle in the UAE since late July, just departed for India. It will be drilling in Block CB/OS-2 and is expected to begin around middle of November, with operations expected to last around 180 days to the middle of May 2022. On to trends and indicators. The International Court of Justice has ruled that 7 offshore blocks in a disputed area be handed back to Somalia after they had been awarded by the government of Kenya. The mostly deepwater blocks include parts of L5, L21, L22, L23, L24, L26 and L27 and covers over 100,000 square kilometers. Somalia had requested that the maritime border between the two countries to be redrawn, stating that the maritime border continues out in a line to the southeast following the line of the land border, while Kenya claimed it simply heads out directly east from where the land border meets the sea. However, the International Court of Justice ruled that the maritime boundary should be consistent with standard practice in international law, which says that it follows the direction of the land border. The government of Somalia made the request following the recent surge by operators in recent years into the East African offshore after discoveries were made offshore Mozambique and Tanzania. ENI is scheduled to drill the Milama exploration well in Block 11B offshore Kenya next year, and that block is not affected by the ruling. Moving on to South America and the Caribbean, BHP says it has hit hydrocarbons with the first of 2 Calypso field gas appraisal wells in Block TTDAA-14 offshore Trinidad and Tobago. Transocean Ultra Deepwater Semi Development Driller 3 spud the top hole section of the Bongos 3 well in late July, followed by the same on the Bongos 4 well on 6th August. After its return to Bongos 3, the well hit an unspecified hydrocarbon column and a sidetrack is now being drilled. Once operations are completed, the rig will return to complete drilling at the Bongos 4 location. In Europe and the North Sea, the jackup Valaris 121 has just spud a high pressure and high temperature well at the Dunator prospect for Harbour Energy. After arriving on the location on 9th October, the rig spud in the 30/8-4 well in license P2399 on the 16th of October, with operations expected to take around 135 days. If the well is successful, it will be tied back to Harbour's J Block hub. The rig is working for Harbour under a 2-year term that began in July. The Norwegian Petroleum Directorate has issued a drilling permit to Aker BP for drilling of Wildcat Well, the Leidahorn prospect in PL 1041. As per our July and August reports, Odgefell Drilling Ultra Deepwater Semi Deepsea Stavanger will drill the well, which is the last well under the existing contract with Aker BP. The rig is currently undertaking the last of the firm wells for London Energy before flipping over to Aker BP's final well. It is currently understood the rig is fully occupied until April or May 2022, with options that could see the rig busy until around November of the same year. In the Middle East, market sources now report that Japan drilling jackup Hakiru 12 will complete its contract for North Oil in November. It is understood the rig will then be moved to the UAE and will be put up for sale. The owners are in the process of searching for managers during the interim. The Baker Marine Pacific 400 class rig was delivered in February 2015 and is presently operating in the Al Shahain field, Qatar, under a 1-year program that was scheduled to end in September but had been extended to complete the well in progress. Into North America and Mexico, ultra-deepwater drillship Noble Faye Kozak completed work offshore Mexico for Petronas. The rig has just arrived in the Tampico anchorage area and will depart shortly for the US Gulf of Mexico. Upon its return, Murphy Oil will take it for a 4-well P&A program that will take it to late July 2022. Enven Energy then gets it for 1 firm well to drill the Mount Shavano prospect in Green Canyon Block 722. That well is scheduled to take between 50 to 60 days. The operator then has 3 options that if exercised will keep it working through July next year. The rig could then return to Mexico as Petronas has 4 priced options that it may or may not exercise. If the operator decides to drill the wells, the rig could be spoken for until the middle of 2023. We will report details of that work if and when the options are exercised. On to West Africa now. Total Energies is reportedly looking to drill new development wells at its Cambo South project in Block 32 offshore Angola. The operator is specifically looking at the Mostarda Loro development area and has hired Shearwater Geoservices to undertake a 4D monitor survey. The company has Transocean Ultra Deepwater drillship Deepwater Skyros under contract and in July exercised 3 2-well options that will keep the rig working in the block until November 2022. On to the Asia Pacific region. The ultra-deepwater semi-Valaris DPS-1 has arrived from Labuan and is currently anchored off Johor. It is now undergoing reactivation and contract preparation before heading to Australia early next year. The rig has back-to-back contracts with Woodside Petroleum. The first is a 16-well program expected to commence late in the first quarter or early in the second quarter of 2022. It has an estimated duration of 300 days. After that, it will go on to a 420-day program, making the rig only available in Q1 2024. Valesto Energy jackup Naga 6 will be deployed to work at the Bokor platform offshore Sarawak. The project is the integrated Bokor Phase 3 enhanced oil recovery and Betty development, and is expected to take about 150 days. At the time of this report, the rig departed from Labuan on Saturday 23rd October to the first drilling location. This contract with Petronas Carigali should keep the rig busy through March 2022. Semi-tender PV Drilling 5 has arrived in Brunei on 21st October after a 10-day voyage from Singapore. The unit had spent almost 5 months at Keppel Shipyard in preparation for the upcoming 6-year contract with Brunei Shell Petroleum. It is understood that the rig will now be undergoing the final stages of contract preparation, including acceptance trials and crew training and familiarization. On hire is tentatively the middle of November, which is about a 6-month delay from the original commencement date. BSP has 4 years of options included in the contract. For now, the rig will be unavailable till November 2027. Bore drilling jackup Gunlord is scheduled to complete its current drilling program with PTT during the first half of November. The rig will then mobilize from East Malaysia to the Bertam field in Block PM307 offshore Peninsular Malaysia for its next contract with IPC Malaysia. The 105-day program will keep the rig busy till the end of February next year. Kulong JOC have issued a market survey for a jackup for their 2022 drilling program offshore Vietnam. The duration is said to be for 2 firm wells plus the potential for 2 workover wells. Commencement is said to be between April and July next year, contingent on approvals and rig availability. The area of operations is in Block 15-2 of the Kulong Basin, where the water depth averages around 200 feet. Responses are said to be due by 21st October. And finally, on to some shipyard news. South Korean shipbuilder Daewoo Shipbuilding and Marine Engineering has received notification from West Libra Incorporated, a wholly owned subsidiary of Northern Drilling Limited, cancelling the resale contract for the ultra-deepwater drillship West Libra due to delivery delay and repudiatory breach of contract. Northern Drilling says advance payments totaling about $90 million have been paid, for which Northern Drilling intends to claim a refund plus any interest and damages. It is further stated that it would seek an award via London arbitration if the claim was disputed. Following on from our news report of 18th August with respect to the cancellation of the contract for the deepwater drillship West Aquila, Daewoo Shipbuilding and Marine Engineering has initiated proceedings. Thanks for listening, and for more information on rig logics and how to reach us, please visit our website at www.westwoodenergy.com.